Boom, we're live.
Boom, we're live.
Let's move this way. Dylan's on it.
Dylan's not in the shot.
Come on, Dylan.
Mind our appearance. We're all sweaty because we've been playing Beers Beef for the last 2 hours.
Good game.
MMA Complete Podcast, episode 55.
55.
55 or
What number?
56? I think it's 55.
Yeah, I believe so.
It's 56? 55? It's 55 and 56. So Connor just fought. Connor broke his ankle. And then
leg.
It was his tibia and fibula.
Yeah. So
Nasty.
Second one in 3 weeks.
we have to jump right into this fight.
Yeah, of course.
Because there's so much surrounding it, not only in just the fight, but everything else that happened. First of all, the beginning of the fight, the first minute and a half was all Connor.
No. First of all,
the first minute.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. Thank
Congratulations.
you,
Oh, yeah,
congratulations. For anybody who watched the pod, yeah, I did very well in UFC 264. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, congratulations on that.
Yeah.
You chose Poirier, which I
Applaud.
applaud. You know what I mean?
I was the only one.
His Poirier's number against him will not be like that again, ever again.
No, it won't be. He was the favorite, but he wasn't that massive. It was 130, I think.
Wow.
But yeah, all right. So going to the fight, the first minute and a half was all Connor, I thought, because it was standing, and then they clinched up, and Connor went for a guillotine choke, and it looked like he had it deep, but Poirier's been in that situation so many times that as soon as he was able to get out, the energy that Connor exerted to try to get the guillotine, it was a good 20 seconds of him trying to get a guillotine cinched up, which is a lot.
Yeah.
And then as soon as Poirier got out, he just ground and pound on the bottom and just completely took over.
Yeah, it was just wasted energy on Connor's part.
So before we get into he said, she said, let's state the facts of the fight. They get up with 30 seconds left.
Yep.
A couple blows were exchanged by both guys. Connor landed a thigh kick, and then Poirier landed a right, and then Connor landed a right. And in the last 3 seconds of the round was his last right. And then Connor stepped back and with his left leg just absolutely snapped tibia fibula fracture in the last couple seconds of the fight.
Absolutely disgusting.
And then Poirier had a couple shots. Herb Dean stopped the round because the round was over. And then Connor was just like, nah, my ankle broke.
Yeah, the doctor stopped.
Yeah, nothing you can do with that.
And it was a doctor stoppage.
Was,
Poirier won.
Yeah.
So I'm sure you guys have seen it, but you guys seen what they've been saying for the last couple of days? John Kavanaugh, Connor's coach, and Connor.
Yeah.
I think
So
there's
then
a bad
they broke
view
on
on
a
it.
check?
I think
Broken on a check? Is that what you're saying?
not a check, but on a kick to an elbow.
That's
Yeah,
not
no,
even what
check
Connor
on the
said.
elbow.
I'm
not
on the
He
same
had
page
stress-
as
no,
Zach
he had
is.
stress fractures.
Yeah.
But I saw he kicked. He went for a like a steep kick, and
A
he
teep.
actually a teep kick.
Joe Rogan had it on his podcast, the thigh kick that happened in the last 10 seconds of the round.
Yeah, I saw that by
That
a
seemed
medical
to do
professional.
something.
Yeah.
That seemed to be like the last straw, and then we just played it on and it came out.
It wasn't checked either. It was
It was just a thigh kick.
yeah, it just hit him and
Right.
it must have been a pre-existing injury.
Connor made a statement saying, ask Dana White, ask the UFC doctor, ask the UFC. I had stress fractures in my leg going into that fight.
Stupid move, but he couldn't bail.
So Connor's the next Paulo Costa?
I think Paulo Costa just lost.
Connor lost.
Yeah, but Connor straight up broke his leg on
I
the
know.
loss. Like
It's
he would have
completely
lost the
different.
fight, I believe, because Poirier just was outmatching him there.
No, I know it is different, but yeah, it sucks to see. And I mean, I get it, Connor. You're trying to make money, and you got this going on. But if you have stress fracture, he didn't say I have a stress fracture. He said he had stress fractures.
Yeah,
Yeah.
If you have fractures in your fucking leg,
and you're throwing
don't
kicks.
go fight. Don't go fight the best lightweight in the world.
It just
And you're
goes-
throwing
Don't
kicks.
do it.
It just goes to prove Khabib. He fought with a broken foot, dude.
That was never confirmed. But yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, when was-
No,
that was
he had an
Gaethje.
interview.
There's one thing we
He
know
had an
is that
interview.
Connor
He
is
played with a
fucking
broken
tough.
foot.
right.
Because after he was down, he was given that he did a perfect call out again. Like
Oh,
fucking,
In the middle
I
of it,
can't wait
yeah.
to talk about this call out.
yeah.
Do you think it was illegitimate?
The
Do I
win?
think what was
The
illegitimate?
win.
I think it's a doctor stoppage, but I think Poirier would have had that fight. Like after watching it back again, he had that fight in the bag. But the leg break gives all the casuals the opportunity to go, oh, Connor gets to fight this dude again because it was a leg break. It wasn't a loss. And who knows how it goes?
I mean, even Paul Felder's getting into it with him, dude. Like, Paul Felder
With Connor?
Yeah.
Everybody wants to fight Connor. That's why Dominic Cruz is calling him
Yeah,
out.
but
Paul
that
Felder's
was
calling him out.
that was the most heinous call out in UFC history.
See how much did you?
That was the most heinous. He not only did he say that his wife's in his DMs, he called his yes.
Yeah,
He
All right, we
did.
all know
Yes, did.
obviously she's not.
No,
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah,
saying.
obviously
I'm
he's
just saying
not.
what Connor said.
Connor said that because he basically, I mean, it's
I don't
not
care why he
legitimate.
said it.
He
He said it.
promised
He said
Poirier
it.
the fight. He didn't give Poirier the fight, so we needed to make up for that. In the
I
popularity.
understand why he might have done it. I'm just saying what he said.
It's-
He called his wife a hoe.
Well, he said he was going to kill his
In
No,
family.
he didn't.
Yes, he did. He said she's a hoe. He said she's a hoe in front of a
Your
Las
wife's
Vegas
in the
crowd.
DMs, mate.
And in front of the next point I want to get to, the second highest UFC grossed pay-per-view ever,
Yeah.
which is something we had debated over the last. I don't know if you guys saw the numbers, but before this fight, Khabib McGregor is the highest. They had 2.4 million pay-per-view buys.
Yeah.
Poirier McGregor 2, that just happened in January, had 1.7 million. That was the second highest.
Mhm.
This one got 1.8 million. So this is now the second highest most bought pay-per-view of
That's
the UFC ever.
insane. That's
So there's-
insane.
And what's even more insane is that Conor now has 7 of the top 8 main events of the highest UFC pay-per-view sold ever.
You see how much he made? 27 million.
That is
That's
surprising.
around the number
Because
I
I
heard.
thought he got like 10 million for the second fight.
I think it was around
in
that
January.
too.
He's already the richest athlete of this year.
It
Yeah.
don't matter who he faces, people are gonna buy. It don't matter if he wins or loses. He
Right.
could beat. Yeah, I don't know.
He built like I don't know what he did. He's just an amazing entertainer.
I think him calling him out was the smartest thing he could have done.
Right
In the
afterwards.
moment, that's a tough thing to do when you have a broken leg.
Well, Dana White said in the press conference there will be a Conor Poirier
this,
4.
this is a controversy
Poirier
that's been
wants it
going
for the
on
money too.
Do you think Joe Rogan should interview him?
Connor?
Yeah.
In that moment.
Yes.
Here's my thing, right? Joe Rogan said it before that the only time he won't interview someone, and he's done it a couple times mistakenly, is if they get knocked out. If you get knocked out and your brain scrambled, that's when he doesn't want to interview people because they'll say fucked up shit.
Yeah.
Connor's brain was totally fine.
Yeah.
I mean, probably because he took some heavy shots. So you never.
Yeah, it wasn't anything worse than to get in a
On
hard
the,
spar.
No, but on the
Yeah.
ground and pound, no.
No.
Poirier was landing some elbows.
Yeah,
they
they
were
were
both
gnarly.
landing elbows.
Couple.
They were
Right.
both landing elbows.
Dude, he was
Poirier
in the
landed a
hospital
couple.
afterward, and he didn't have much bruises.
Right.
I've seen him. He didn't have.
Oh,
Yeah, the nasty cut on his
But
ear.
no, I think that it wasn't even Joe Rogan's choice. It's fucking Conor McGregor.
He was already.
He's gonna get interviewed.
Yeah, he was already talking
Dana
before he
would
went over
yell
to him.
Right.
if he didn't interview.
Oh, I'm sure
Conor.
Joe Rogan could give 2 fucks if Dana yells at him anymore. You know what I mean?
Dana don't really
I know
yell
what I
at
mean, but like,
Dana is not his boss at all.
No, I bet. Yeah. I'm sure Joe has some stake in UFC at this
Oh, yeah.
point.
Spotify ads,
Probably.
man. Joe's big on that.
Dude, yeah, you get.
But
Well,
also
you know
got
what's
all his
crazy?
shit. You know,
I don't
he
know
doesn't need the UFC.
I don't know if this is 100% right. I could be wrong. So Disney owns ESPN. Disney's the parent company of ESPN. ESPN owns broadcasting rights for
Wow.
UFC. I think Disney owns Spotify. I could be wrong.
Dude, this is just ruling the world. It's gonna happen. That meme, legit.
How crazy is that shit?
What?
Oh, by the way, thank you for watching MMA Complete Podcast every Thursday night at 8 p.m. We just did a live stream for UFC 264, which we do for every single UFC pay-per-view, so come check those live reactions out. Next one we'll be doing will be August 9th, UFC 265, which will be Cyril Gane, Derek Lewis, interim heavyweight championship belt, and Amanda Nunes, Juliana Pena for the women's bantamweight belt.
Sick.
I wonder who's gonna
UFC
win that.
266. We tweeted about it, which is on our screen right now. Go follow our Twitter at complete_MMA. But UFC 266 is going to be a fucking barn burner. UFC 266, we got Volkanovski Ortega. We have Shevchenko, Lauren Murphy. And we have Robbie Lawler, Nick Diaz.
That's a grab.
17 years later in the making.
And, I'm sure that there's already some other fights scheduled for that card.
Isn't that crazy? We were like fucking 5 or 6.
Yeah, really young. It was 2003 when they first fought.
That is pretty crazy.
I didn't watch.
But that's a great narrative the UFC's building. Like round 2, like all these years later, that's the way to sell it with these old fighters, honestly.
So, yeah. Connor, what did you say? He is medical suspension until 2022?
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy. Poirier's going to fight Oliveira for the belt next. That's the next
I
logical.
wonder who wins that. I really do. That's a good fight.
Sean O'Malley, medical suspension too.
It's something
And
that I'm a little, and we're gonna get to O'Malley in a second for sure. It's something that I have these fights every now and then where I just can't pick a winner, and I reluctantly say one. Burns Thompson was the one of the last card that I thought Burns would win, but I didn't. Yeah, that's
No.
fine. Yeah. I'm not gonna be in here without a fan. It's gonna be too hot.
No, just turn it down though. That's pretty annoying.
That's better
I
than
think
being
it's fine.
hot.
I don't know.
But Poirier Oliveira is of that same stretch to me where I just.
It's such a perfect mix.
But I'm gonna go Poirier.
I'll agree with you now, Zach. Before I said Oliveira.
They seem very similar.
Poirier has just better boxing.
I'm going
Poirier has a little better boxing.
Everyone's
We just
going
saw
Poirier.
fucking Oliveira knock out Chandler. We can't.
We don't know
I know,
too
that's
much
right.
about
Yeah.
Chandler.
I did not expect him to knock him out at all.
That shocked
He didn't
everybody.
That
knock him
shocked
out
me.
immediately. TKO.
And his boxing isn't. No, he got him though.
He cocked him.
But
like
Three
his
times.
boxing wasn't what impressed me the most in that fight. Oliveira's fucking toughness is what impressed me the most in that fight.
He almost got knocked out right before the round ended.
Yeah, and then
That
he
was the
came out in the
craziest
first 10 seconds and absolutely rocked him.
Yeah, it was
I'd
beautiful.
like to see that live reaction.
Now, Chandler was also in part because he just ran in as soon as the round started and tried to throw,
He
which
thought-
you
he thought
don't do. He thought
Yeah.
Oliveira was still rocked, which he
Yeah,
was.
you got to come in with low kicks and shit
Right.
right after that. Like,
Right.
wear him down while you can.
But we saw, and we already knew it, that Oliveira is a well-rounded fighter. And I would say Poirier is the most well-rounded fighter in that division.
Yeah, I'd say he's the most.
So where do you
mixed
get
right now,
martial
yeah.
So where do you get advantages? You got Oliveira's jiu-jitsu. It's like that much more. Poirier, right? It might be.
Third degree.
Poirier's boxing, maybe a little bit, but where does that really separate you for the fight? Can you talk cardio? Oliveira's never been 5 rounds. Poirier's done it a couple times.
Yeah, and Poirier's managed to stay tough and take a beating for those 5 rounds.
Poirier's
too.
taken shots from McGregor.
That Max.
Yeah.
Poirier's also been on the ground with
GG.
Khabib.
That Max.
which
Holloway-
Oliveira's never
That Max
been.
Holloway fight he had with him was crazy.
He's TKO Justin Gaethje. He's stood in front of Max Holloway. Oliveira and Poirier have a very similar reach, and he just fought McGregor twice, who had a bigger reach. He fought Holloway, beat him, bigger
Mhm.
reach. It's so close, but it just in my mind, and I don't know if it's because Poirier just beat McGregor. It could
Yeah.
be a recency bias, but I got Poirier by like that much right now.
I got Poirier by Charles Oliveira.
He's more well-rounded. I'll call Poirier.
And I'm willing to bet the deed on that.
Ooh.
I'm willing to bet the deed.
I'm glad you
No.
guys. I'm glad you're coming around. I'm not willing to bet the deed on that.
I'm willing to bet the deed.
See, here's my thing. Here's
not,
my
that, not the kids.
so
No, not the kids.
kids' college money.
Yeah, exactly.
you got specialists in the UFC.
Mhm.
Oliveira is a ground specialist.
Yeah.
Yep.
McGregor's a stand-up specialist.
Yeah.
Poirier's neither.
Yeah, he's a mixed martial artist. All
Poirier
around.
doesn't have any specialty. He's just so good at everything. So what makes it the fact, and I really don't mean
I don't think
this in the way it sounds, but what made you guys think that
Poirier.
McGregor was definitely going to be Poirier, and now you think Poirier will beat Oliveira?
the power and precision of McGregor.
We saw that Oliveira has fucking good boxing too, though. He just
Yeah,
you're
but
saying,
Poirier
Oliveira
doesn't-
has good boxing, but McGregor is one of the greatest.
it's not
boxers.
comparable. I will agree with
Not
you. on
even
that.
close to.
So,
Yeah.
Dustin Poirier, mixed martial artist. The way I look at Charles Oliveira, he's a great grappler with good striking. I don't look at him as a full,
Right.
all the way around great.
Now let me ask you this: Poirier's game plan, more fights than not. What does he want to do?
He wants to brawl, man, and he does.
You
take
think
downs.
so? I
Yeah,
think he wants to go to the ground.
when he can.
Right.
When he can.
When he's not winning on the feet, he wants to go to the ground.
Right.
Which every fighter does want to do, so it kind of sounds kind of lethargic. But
Poirier
it is
has
true.
hands. Poirier
He-
has his hands.
His elbow, his ground and pound game might be one of the best in that division right now, other than Khabib. His ground and pound was lethal against McGregor. Those elbows,
Khabib is
and
gone.
he took elbows from
McGregor.
McGregor on the ground too, and still battled
He's
back.
gone, yeah.
So I don't know. I think Poirier does not want to go to the ground versus Oliveira.
I don't think he's scared to go to the ground with him.
Poirier,
I think he would get in Oliveira's full guard. I don't think he
I
wants
think
to do
so,
anything
yeah.
else.
I think
I
he
don't
gets in his
wants to
full
do
guard.
Anything else?
But go to the ground with him, like not
If his-
afraid to like
he has
put
better
himself
boxing.
on his own back.
I don't know if he goes for a takedown, but if they clinch up
Yeah, he
and
definitely
Poirier
could.
can kind of just, Oh, okay. All right. So Islam Makhachev fights Thiago Moises this weekend, and we're going to get to that in a second. Did you guys see a clip of fucking Islam Makhachev with his Russian Thai sweep? Did you see this shit?
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah,
No, I've seen
What
that.
the
I've been
fuck?
watching that for
Kamayev
months
landed
now.
a nice one too, dude.
Kamayev?
Yep,
Really?
both of them.
Is
Do you
that
know
the
what
one
we're
with,
talking about?
with DC's like, clip that.
Yes.
Clip
All right.
that.
So there's a move called a Russian Thai sweep, and that could be the wrong name. That's what I saw. It's when they're like, you got your both arms, almost like a WWE position where you got both arms like against each other, and you're almost clinching, but you're really just testing each other out.
Yeah.
So Makhachev grabs one arm that his head is on. He then sweeps his head to the other side. It pulls the guy's arm, boom, fucking right to the ground. It's like that quick, and he literally just falls right on his fucking face.
Yeah.
This guy's a beast.
We've
From
known he's
behind?
been a beast for
Yeah.
a while.
Joe
Takes the arm
Rogan-
from
Ground.
behind. He takes the arm
Yeah.
from behind. He's just,
Yep.
Joe Rogan says in the UFC pay-per-view last week, we all heard it, that he
Mhm.
thinks Makhachev should be the number one contender for the
Yeah.
flyweight title.
No one
But
wants to
everybody's
fight him.
just ducking him.
No one
Yeah,
wants to fight
he's fucking vicious looking. And you want to know who did a very good job against him? I forget the fighter's name. He was 5'7". Let me look this up to do him justice, because that guy, he performed very good against Islam Makhachev.
Okay.
5'7"?
Yep, 5'7". I was surprised at that.
Yeah, Makhachev's only like 5'7".
Islam
He's
Makhachev
5'10".
is.
You talking about
Is
Dover?
he?
Dude, how do
No,
you
I'm
think
not
he
talking
wins?
about Dover.
Makhachev, I think he wins
Sarukian.
by third round
Sarukian.
submission.
Yeah, Sarukian had a good fight against Makhachev.
I think he wins third round submission. Did someone put food in my fridge? Is that someone's?
No, I put Fishers in there.
Sarukian landed more strikes in that fight, barely. And then the takedowns was 4 and 9 for Makhachev, 1 and 12 for Sarukian. But Sarukian was applying a lot of pressure the whole time. It was a good fight.
All right, so let's quickly go over the rest of UFC 264. Gilbert Burns beat Stephen Thompson in a kind of a boring, but a good 3-round unanimous decision for Gilbert Burns. He controlled him on the ground for most of the time.
Was it unanimous?
Yeah, it was unanimous. Unanimous 29-28 because Stephen Thompson won the third round.
Wow.
And then fucking Greg Hardy got his head taken off by Tai Tuivasa in the first minute and a half. Tai Tuivasa, I think it was a left uppercut, just floored him.
That was awesome.
That was a great knockout. Irene Aldana beat Yana Kunitskaya via first round TKO, right? Because she dropped Kunitskaya and then they just stopped the fight a couple minutes later.
Yeah.
And in possibly the fight of the night, did you guys check the performance bonuses at all?
No.
You did?
Yeah, it was Sean O'Malley.
Sean
and
fight of the
that
night
guy. Yeah,
Chris Coutinho?
75,000. Yeah.
So Chris Coutinho and Sean O'Malley won fight of the night, and it was the most one-sided fight of the night I think we've ever seen.
Yeah.
Sean O'Malley, absolutely on paper, and he did in the fight. He really did. Decimated Chris Coutinho. Chris Coutinho, a 9-day short notice UFC debut against Sean O'Malley. And he goes 3 rounds almost. The fight got stopped in the last 30 seconds
I don't like to stop.
by Herb Dean. But Chris Coutinho was taking every single shot Sean O'Malley had to offer. He was taking roundhouse kicks, spitting kicks, left hooks, right hooks, uppercuts.
270 significant strikes is what he ate, I believe. 270, and they all landed
to like
flush.
50.
Yeah, he landed around 30 to 50, I think. Yeah.
Wow.
And they all landed. And Coutinho not only was taking them all, but he was the one applying pressure.
Dude, that was a 5-round fight.
Whole fight.
I'd say Coutinho could have still been in it if that was a
Yeah.
5-rounder.
Yeah.
Because he didn't look like he
And
was
O'Malley, I'm sure, was getting
too
gassed at that
robbed.
point.
Dude,
Yeah, he was.
O'Malley
He was
so
getting
good. He was
tired.
dribbling.
He
Trying to
was.
get
He
the
was like
knockout.
doing this shit.
Yeah. Crazy. 6-month medical suspension for Sean O'Malley, but not for Chris Coutinho.
Elsewhere in 265, Max Griffin beat Carlos Condit by unanimous decision. We had Michel Pereira beat Nico Price by unanimous decision.
Backflip on the face.
We had.
Backflip on the
I don't think anything came of that. Did it?
No.
no, right under the bus.
I can't remember the other fight.
Connor's broken leg kind of filled this.
Ilya Tuporia beat Ryan Hall. That was the other fight of the main card.
Yeah,
And
beat him pretty good.
what was his name? Devin Duplessis. Was it Devin? I don't think it was Devin. Duplessis.
Yeah, the
Middleweight,
the French name.
welterweight contender. I can't remember his first name.
He annihilated
I have it
Giles.
right here.
Trevin Giles, I believe.
Yes, Trevin Giles got slept. Dricus Duplessis knocked out Trevin Giles in round 2. And that was UFC 264. It was a really good card. There was a lot of finishes, which was nice. And obviously with the Conor drama, it made the card really special. Thank you for everybody who tuned in on UFC 264. We got a record views on our personal YouTube page, so that was cool.
Score.
So yeah, thank you everybody for tuning in. We will be going live August 9th for UFC 265, 8 to 1 p.m. Actually, it might be 10 to 1 p.m. because I work that night. But you will see, we'll be talking about that right up until the events. You'll see everything that we got going on, and we will be going live for that pay-per-view as we do for all of them. September 4th, October 16th, we do all the pay-per-views live.
And if you're watching on a platform, you can hit the follow and the subscribe button, turn on your notifications so it'll pop right up on your phone.
There you go,
Yeah,
Mark.
hell yeah, Mark. Hell yeah.
Go follow us on Twitter at @complete_MMA.
Fuck yeah.
We're going to be right back after a quick word. Well, after our commercial.
They're
And
the
boom, we're
damage
back.
tokens.
Okay.
Did he win?
So,
Yep.
We got a couple things we can talk about. Obviously, Islam Makhachev's fighting this weekend. That's a big draw. Islam Makhachev is probably going to decimate Thiago Moises, though, so I don't want to spend too much time on it. If there's anything you want to say about Makhachev real quick, go ahead and say it.
Do we know anything about Moises?
No.
Moises? Yeah, I don't really.
Do we need to?
Do we know anything about the undercards of the fight?
Misha Tate is fighting in the co-main. She's coming back, and she's fighting Marion Renault, who's fighting her last fight in the UFC.
9-7.
Misha Tate.
That's an easy Misha Tate win.
Jimmy,
Bet
you
the-
say that,
I'm
but
saying it. Bet the deed.
Hold on. You said
Bet the
last
deed.
fight in the
On
UFC?
Misha
How do you
Tate.
know?
she said that. Marion Renault came out and said this is the last
44?
fight.
A 44-year-old woman versus a 34-year-old former, what was she, contender? Did she ever
No,
get the
champ.
belt?
She's
She was a
former
champ, yeah. I'm going to give it to Misha Tate.
Ronda Rousey beat Misha Tate for the belt.
Bro, let me look this up.
She was one of the first UFC women champions
Don't die on
ever.
me. Don't die on me.
Yeah.
Someone might have to look
The
this
fight
up.
night next weekend is very interesting to me, though. Very interesting. Is there any on the prelims?
Minus
Just checking real quick.
130?
Not really.
How much? 10 units.
All right. So
What's Nunes? 266.
Nunez's odds are probably very in the negative.
we'll get into odds at another time for sure.
A little parlay.
But
little parlay.
the
Don't say
fight
it out
night
loud.
coming up next
Never know.
weekend. Corey Sandhagen versus TJ Dillashaw.
What do you think, Zach, on that fight?
Dude, I don't know. Like, I love Corey Sandhagen. He's a beast standing. He is such a good boxer. But so's TJ. And I
Yeah.
really think that Corey.
No.
You guys know? I really think that.
Just crazy what Amanda Nunes starts out with at
Do you guys know what we're talking about now?
Yeah,
Odds.
I do. Corey Sandhagen, by the way,
That's not even
5'11",
worth it.
fighting
No.
TJ Dillashaw, I believe 5'6".
Sandhagen 5'11".
5'11".
Are you
What?
shitting me?
Yeah, that's 5.9, not 5'9".
Right. That's crazy. I did not know
It's a
that.
fight that you live bet.
Yeah, that is
And
pretty
he's
nuts.
only have like a 3-inch reach. That's nuts.
But TJ Dillashaw, I saw his footage in training camp. He looks vicious, fast,
Yeah.
and precise.
Dude,
I-
he's so
I
good.
am going with TJ Dillashaw.
I had TJ Dillashaw, but I've been watching some footage. I got Corey Sandhagen for the win on the feet.
So I've said TJ this whole time. And a lot of it has to do with the fact that I think Corey Sandhagen got really hyped up after his flying knee knockout of Frankie Edgar.
Yeah.
Which deservedly so. It was a crazy knockout. It was
It's
really
a hype,
good.
It's a hype out.
So hyped up
but-
beforehand. I
but-
don't agree. But,
But listen. When TJ's last fight
you don't agree? That is
against
You gotta see
Cejudo,
how
where he
it
got
is.
knocked out,
no.
he was he was top 3 bantamweights in the world, and that was before Piotr Jan. And I still don't recognize Aljo as top 3 bantamweight in the world.
But he
And
was
so-
Nobody does.
Yeah.
And
Nobody
so
does.
Cejudo left. So as far as I'm concerned, TJ's still top 3. And then you have Piotr Jan, who I would say is probably number 1. And Corey Sandhagen's right there.
Is he number 7
You
or is
think
he number
he's-
4?
Who?
Corey Sandhagen. What's his ranking?
2, I think.
So
really,
He's
number 2.
Yeah.
So
I think Jan is 1 and
about
Sandhagen's
Pedro?
2.
do you think TJ
Munoz.
Dillashaw should be the number 1 contender right now?
No, because TJ Dillashaw hasn't fought in 2 years.
Yeah, but like in the rankings, if he has.
I think that if he beats Corey Sandhagen is number 2. I think
Wow.
if Corey listen,
So if Piotr Jan was
Listen,
number 1,
Rob
if Piotr
Font.
Jan was number
right,
1,
I don't think you should put anyone above Piotr Jan. I think if TJ Dillashaw or Corey Sandhagen, whoever wins, should be put at number 2.
so you're saying TJ Dillashaw's at number 2 right now, Corey Sandhagen at number 1, Aljo at
No,
number 4.
No, Piotr Jan at 1.
Garbrandt, Munoz.
Oh, you're saying in my own rank?
Yeah.
In my own rankings right now,
'Cause I don't think
probably. I would say Jan at 1.
Yeah.
I would
Jan
just
is
because
good.
of what's happened the last couple of years. I would say Sandhagen 2, and then I would probably say I might go Aljo ahead of TJ just because
Yeah.
he hasn't fought.
We'll say I'll,
He hasn't.
no
fought. I
Garbrandt,
think-
no Pedro Munoz.
Listen,
He's
Garbrandt.
fighting Aldo. We skipped over that.
Pedro Munoz is not a bantamweight. Pedro Munoz is like a welterweight.
he's Pedro Munoz
No,
right
Pedro
there.
Munoz is
Pedro
ranked
Munoz
8.
is a
He's
bantamweight.
ranked
Oh, who am I? I'm thinking of Vicente
And-
Luque.
He's fighting Aldo also.
What a
But
different name.
I
He's
think
fighting
Aldo,
who?
Aldo.
Oh, in 265. Yeah, that's
Aldo,
actually
I
a good
think is
fight.
past. I think if he beats him, he might get back into the contention.
Aldo has been looking good though with those top 15 guys.
Right.
Pretty impressive.
No, and he's been doing good ever since he got to bantamweight. But
He lost to Vera.
I think TJ has a chance. Listen, here, I think TJ can beat any fucking bantamweight in the world. I really do. I think he can beat anybody.
on drugs.
And
EPOs.
Corey Sandhagen, I don't know if I feel the same way.
the number.
But
Did I ever show you the fucking
TJ
You
on
ever seen a
drugs
picture
or TJ
of
off
him?
drugs?
He's like
Either
eating
one.
breakfast or
And
whatever.
I get it. We don't
And
know
there's
when
just, like,
TJ started doing drugs.
30
Yeah.
EPOs.
pill bottles.
TJ was indicted for doing
In front of
EPOs. That's why he was
All
suspended
white,
for the UFC.
definitely
for 2 years.
EPOs,
But-
testosterone, HGH. Like, it's just crazy.
Every
Sorry, we're
P-
having our own
Yeah,
conversation.
yeah. I was just gonna
Every
let you-
P
You know
in
the
the book.
picture.
That's
The
essentially
picture
what
of
he had.
Dillashaw eating, and it's just
I thought
pill
that was
bottles.
Nah.
I
Wow.
thought that was
No, I'm sure it's a thing. I just haven't seen it. That's fine.
I totally believe it.
So
Uh,
Right, yeah.
Can I get a rep, please?
Have you ever seen the press conference where they asked TJ, like, USADA is investigating you for substance abuse. Do you have anything to say about that? He's like, oh, I'm on everything.
Right.
I got to take everything.
Dillashaw? Look
Yeah,
at all those
whatever I can
subs.
do to get him. Yeah.
Look at that.
What?
Look at that.
Nice.
That's
a
a-
lot.
Right, somebody
There's
tweeted
more.
that. I don't know who tweeted it,
Nice.
but
What?
it's just
Yeah.
an impressive
That's not
amount
him, though.
of
We don't
white.
have tattoos. Oh, yeah.
Bro, that's it.
Yeah, it's a little shot.
Impressive amount of pill bottles.
So I got TJ,
It's like I'm all set for the day.
but
all
but-
my vitamins.
Barely.
barely.
Okay.
I'm not gonna put.
How do you
units
factor
on.
in TJ's wrestling game?
TJ's a better wrestler. That's
Yeah.
how I factor it in.
That's what I think makes a difference here.
I think TJ is a better wrestler. I think TJ's faster,
Mm.
and I think TJ has much more big game experience.
I'd like to see how the reach makes a difference, though.
Yeah, that's a good point because I did not know that.
Sandhagen,
How does a 5'11" guy make 135?
that's a great fucking question. That's like
That's crazy.
Sugar Sean O'Malley. He's like 5'10". These people need to move
Wait,
up a
who's
weight
5'11"?
class. It's
Sandhagen?
pretty awful.
Yeah,
Really?
saying it's
5'11"?
5'11".
Skinny boned or
That's
something.
Max Holloway height.
I mean, Holloway's only fed.
10 pounds higher,
I
right?
like that.
But I don't. It's such. It's going to be a great fight. I really think it's going to be a great fight, and I hope that TJ comes back with a vengeance and he just starts ripping shit up like he did back in the day, because that would be sick.
I like that.
Because if TJ can win
Be at 50.
and like Garbrandt can get a win, and we could see the third matchup of that, that would be awesome. Because that's one of the best rivalries UFC ever had.
Yeah.
It's like number 5, but it's still really good.
Garbrandt Dillashaw.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. It sucks that Garbrandt had to lose to Rob Font like that. Like bad.
Yeah, but Garbrandt, it's you would think that he's hitting his prime now because he's like 28, 29. But when Garbrandt was 24, fucked up Uriah Faber, TJ Dillashaw, and Dominic Cruz.
Yeah.
Like nothing.
Dominic Cruz fucked up.
Hey, did he beat Dillashaw?
Yeah, he beat Dillashaw.
I really, honestly, I feel like they went both.
Oh,
I really
no.
think they went
Dillashaw beat him twice, didn't he?
Really.
Yeah. Yep. You're right. Because, yeah, he did.
That sucks.
But
I've
yeah,
been-
I would
I've been
still
living
like
a
to
lie.
see the third. I would still like to see it.
So I'm pretty sure Cruz beat Dillashaw in like 2012.
Whoa, I'm getting crazy.
And then Cejudo beat Dillashaw in 2018 or 19. And those are the only 2 losses Dillashaw has in the UFC. I'm pretty sure.
Garbrandt lost to Dillashaw twice.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
They were
Honestly,
both in the same camp.
I think the first one was closer. Second one,
Because
Dillashaw got blew him out.
Faber owned Team Alpha Male. or he was like the head guy at Team Alpha. Something like
Yeah.
Garbrandt and Dillashaw were in there, and then Dillashaw dipped, and Dillashaw went to another camp, and then he feuded with Faber, knocked out Faber, and then Garbrandt was like the shit. So he was like, okay, let's go, and then Dillashaw fucked up.
That sucks how much that story was messed up because of drugs. Like, it would have been different between Riot Faber and Cody Garbrandt.
And it brings up a good question. Like, Joe Rogan's talked about it. How far does USADA investigate?
I feel like lately, not as much.
No, but do they?
Or as often
When
or something.
something happens, TJ Dillashaw is a prime example. When he got bopped in 2019, I think it was 2019, like the end of 2019, or the beginning of 2019. It was.
Was it 2 years?
I believe it was beginning of 2019. When that happens, does USADA? They must save samples from like his 2017, 2016 fights. They must save some samples.
Yes, they do.
Do they go back and test every single thing?
I think
and give
they
this
do.
guy 4 no contests?
Yeah.
Because here's the thing: if he loses a fight, like the fight he lost against Dominic Cruz in 2013, he lost. But if they go back and test it and he was tainted, it becomes a no contest.
See, you're saying they go back and test it?
That's what I'm saying. How
Yeah.
far do you go back?
They
I don't
definitely
think
don't
go
go
back.
back
But-
that much.
Right.
They do.
But with
Not for all
But
fighters.
But this was a really serious thing.
They
To
have
get a
papers.
2-year ban is fucking
Wouldn't they have
serious.
done
This
by
serious.
now, though? Gone back to take away Dillashaw's wins?
Oh, they would have 100% done it by now. I was just bringing up the question, like, how far do you go back to test that shit?
That is odd. I feel like that should be the case though for his wins because you got to think about how like those drugs make a difference, man. And you're taking from other fighters what you're giving unto yourself,
Right.
and it's
Even,
not the right way to do it.
Performance enhancers,
Yeah,
That's
reaction
different
times.
than what
EPO.
Dillashaw. Yeah,
EPOs.
where it's like numbing of the muscle.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know what that is, but
Dillashaw, the way I've been explaining EPOs, and I'm not a biologist or a neuroscience or anything, obviously, but the way I've been described EPOs is that you don't feel pain.
No.
It's not just that. There's more. I don't know as much as this guy, but if you look up More Plates, More Dates YouTube channel, look up EPOs. This guy only talks about PEDs and shit like that. And it's like his cream of the crop. He's a fucking steroid head, but he knows his shit.
Right.
So you guys want to ever look it up?
Hey, that's who I would want to ask about it.
Yeah, right, the guy who does it.
100%.
Yeah.
I'll
What
look
the
it
hell?
up.
He won't lie. He'll be like, yeah, I'm on the drugs. They fucking work.
Miranda Maverick fights in 2 weeks.
Oh boy, yeah.
Miranda Maverick has been dubbed by me in UFC 254 as the next women's
Contestant.
That's one who was
flyweight
built like a
champion.
truck,
She
right?
will be the first person to beat Shevchenko besides Nunes. I really
Think
do
so.
believe that.
Maybe in the future.
Miranda
Couple
Maverick is nasty. Her first fight in the UFC, the corner threw in the towel after round 1 because the girl was just fucked up. And I get it; it's lower competition, but she is 24. She's 11-2.
She's got a long way to go, though.
100%. She's fighting Macy Barber, and Macy Barber's very, very good
Fantastic,
flyweight.
yeah.
She's like
Fantastic.
number 13. This is her first. I'm pretty sure Macy Barber's ranked, so this will be her first ranked fight. Where is it?
Someone young
Macy
like
Barber's
her.
14. Oh, Miranda Maverick is ranked at 13.
Wow.
She might be the youngest person ranked in the UFC right now. Who just? Oh, is Tuporia ranked? That's who I wanted to check after this weekend.
He might be.
He is.
Ilya is now
Yeah.
15. So Ilya is right there with her because he's 24. Who else were we going to look for to see if they went up in the rankings? Who won?
There's a guy with one name on there.
I want to see where Burns is at.
He's probably still at 2. Yeah, he's still under Kobe.
Okay.
Stephen Thompson
That's
stayed
kinda
at 4
stupid.
too.
That's
He
kinda
stayed at
stupid.
4?
Stephen
Oh,
Thompson
Gilbert
stayed at
Burns
4.
was at number 2.
Conor McGregor is now down to 7th in the lightweight division, below Dos Anjos and Tony.
Yeah, about where he belongs right now.
Seven.
Below
Are
Tony.
you guys ready for this? Are you guys ready?
Hello,
For
Tony?
the first time, for the first time in 3 years, Conor McGregor is not in the top 15 pound for pound. Thank God. Thank you.
Pound
About
for pound?
time.
How does that change his?
First time in 3 years.
Not in the top 5, you mean, right?
Top 15 pound for pound.
Oh, really? Okay.
There was guys in the lightweight division ranked higher than him in the lightweight division, but they weren't on the pound for pound list that Conor was. That's how the UFC works, Conor. And now he's not in the top 15.
They need to.
And replacing him at number 15 is Aljamain Sterling.
Oh,
Just saying.
that's gross.
Just saying.
That's gross.
Ooh, I don't know.
That's kind of
Piotr Jan is above Aljo in the
I
pound
can't
for pound.
wait for that rematch. I cannot wait.
You've heard what I say, man. I think he retires before he fights Jan again. I really do.
He might back out. He might say, "I'll take one more, but it won't be Jan."
Who? Greg?
Aljamain Sterling. Yeah, he got that faulty belt.
That was so bad, man.
So was O'Malley ranked 15?
O'Malley is not ranked.
Wow. What did they?
I don't think O'Malley's ever been ranked, right?
He's not ranked yet,
No.
but they're stacking him up because they want to make
He's going to fight Cheeto Vera again.
They want to make a superstar,
He has to
and
fight.
they already got a superstar.
Wallace Willie was actually, you guys know Mirab Wallace Willie? He's a fucking huge wrestler. He's like a 135er that comes into the ring at like 160 in the fight, and he just wrestles everybody. Mirab Wallace Willie. He's fought a couple good guys. He was calling out Sean O'Malley after the fight.
Oof.
And that's exactly what Sean O'Malley
You're
does
saying
not.
Mira?
Yeah.
Mira?
Merab. And I'm not gonna spell it.
I like Sean
Jesus
O'Malley,
Christ.
man. I like him, but can he take a punch?
Can he take a wrestler? That's what I want to know.
Probably not.
Like TJ Dillashaw would swallow that kid up.
He's calling out Garbrandt, and
He
They're
did
gonna-
call out Garbrandt.
they're going to go for a little bit, maybe a
I
round
think
and a half.
He's gonna
and
be
then
fine.
Garbrandt's
He's gonna
take
be
him right
Marlon
down.
Vera at 13
Right,
first.
right.
I would like to see that rematch. That should be maybe a co-main main event.
Dude, if
That
he
could be a
beats
main event.
Cheeto, if he beats Cheeto, I mean, you know how he's always throwing up that zero? I'll respect it 100. I respect it 99% right now.
I don't.
I'll respect
dead
it
leg
100%.
I hate seeing injuries in this sport.
I
Like,
fucking think it's so
Yeah,
funny.
that
I think
must-
it's
that
so
must suck,
funny when he
huh?
does it.
That messes up with the
I think
credibility.
it's stupid, but I know it's just a ploy.
It's like what
no
you're
different
like,
than Connor or like
based
It
on
makes
one
you
guy
just
and then
thrown
he
out,
gets injured. It's like
trying to
what
make
do we
piss
do
people
now?
off.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
takes
to
away
get
the
extra
Self
credibility.
fans.
It makes me
Personally.
laugh, dude.
Yeah.
It really, really does make me
UFC 265, by the way, August 7th, not August 9th.
Ooh, this is a banger.
This has a lot of good fights. Lewis Gain for the heavyweight title. Nunez Pena for the bantamweight
Wow.
title. Aldo Munoz, bantamweight division. Luque Chiesa, welterweight division.
Wow.
Then you go to the prelims. Tisha Torres, Angela Hill are both really prominent strawweights.
Angela
Top
Hill.
5
Song
prominent
Yadong.
strawweights. Song Yadong, Casey Kenny. Carolina Kowalkiewicz, Jessica Payne. Alonzo Mainfield, Ed Herman. That's a pretty deep card. I don't know a lot of these early prelim fights. I'm sure they'll be all right. But
Yeah, those prelims and that main card are stacked up.
Casey Kenny, Song Yadong's a good fight.
Yeah.
I like that fight.
When is Jingliang and Kamaev? Is that 267? It must. I think.
I have no idea. I thought
isn't it?
Kamaya was still hiding under a rock.
No, he has a fight coming up. I'm pretty sure it's 267. Uriah Hall, Sean Strickland, July 31st. 1 week after Dillashaw, 2 weeks after this weekend.
Ooh, Uriah Hall fighting Strickland.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
That's an interesting fight.
Strickland.
It's a
I
very
think Uriah
interesting
Hall
fight.
could beat
I
Strickland.
think I
Oh,
got
yeah.
Uriah Hall. Dude.
Now, where do you put Hall after that? Because Hall is a low on those rankings, isn't he?
Yeah, he's trying to make a title run, he says.
Uriah Hall is 8th in the middleweight division.
Sean Strickland's on a win streak.
Sean
but
Strickland's 11th.
I don't know.
I'm sorry, that's light heavy?
Middle.
Uriah Hall?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, he just fucked up Chris Weidman.
At middleweight. I don't know
Well,
why I
yeah,
didn't
he
think
fucked
that
up
was
Chris
Hall.
Weidman, all right.
I was thinking that was light heavy.
He Chris Weidman.
We've seen that injury so many times now. And I heard Chael Sonnen make a debate that they need to do something about these leg kicks.
Mhm.
I don't say you do anything about the leg kicks.
What do you do? What do you do,
Yeah.
bro?
Part of the game.
Condition your shins damn right. Make sure you don't have stress fractures.
I'm sorry
Condition
you
your
break your legs, but
shins.
how many?
You do,
How
you gotta
often
hit the
do
heavy
fighters
bag.
break their hands?
Often. Yeah.
So off.
Probably like
And
every
keep
fight
going.
they get fractures.
Right.
Sean O'Malley definitely broke his hand.
Right, but you don't stand on your hands. That's the only problem.
You can still fight with a broken foot. We've seen it so many times.
Right.
There's no reason to do anything about it, though.
No,
So
I
far.
agree. I totally agree.
I mean, it is horrific, and it's been happening a lot. Maybe
It has been happening so fucking
camps, just
Should they
individual
change the
camps need to
gloves?
change what they do.
No, we're talking. Well, I was talking about legs. I'm
Oh.
talking about leg
The
breaks.
stress fractures are obviously a problem. That's
Right.
true from Conor McGregor's camp. But then
Right.
that needs to be assured by their coaches that they're getting checked for that.
That's not for nothing. And I know Connor's going to do what Connor wants to do. Whatever Connor wants to do, he's going to do. But
Yeah.
John Kavanaugh, you should not have let him fight.
No.
If you actually have a stress fracture in your leg,
Sure, is multiple.
You know, I don't
can't
know.
go fight in a
I don't
fucking
like-
cage.
I don't
You
like-
can't be throwing leg kicks with the.
He came out and threw the first leg
Yeah.
kick or the first couple.
I don't know the difference between a fracture and a stress fracture.
Minor,
A
like
stress
very
fracture
small,
sounds worse.
very small.
Yeah, that's
Micro,
like
Like
a
long-term worse.
micro
Taking
fracture.
This
Micro
is
fractures.
this is what I think it is. A stress fracture is when the bones have broken off, but they're still
over so much
connected.
time.
And a fracture is when they've broken off, but they're actually separated. That's what I'm pretty sure it is. Because a hairline fracture is almost the same as a stress fracture, and that is what a hairline fracture is. A hairline fracture is when they're broken, but they haven't like torn off yet.
Remember that kid we saw jump, try to dunk and broke his fucking leg? It's pretty gnarly.
Tom Segura.
Tried to dunk her when the guy in the UFC
Have you seen
when
that?
he
No.
jumped off the cage.
No, I'm
Can you
talking
please-
in basketball.
Kevin Ware.
Kevin
I
Ware.
watched
Kevin
He got
Ware.
stress fracture
video
on
of
his leg.
Bert Kreischer just eating shots.
Oh, that's what
He
What
got
are you guys doing?
Oh,
Compound
you jump
fracture.
from,
We can
like,
look at this
somewhere.
after.
No,
We
no.
got 10 minutes.
I know. Keep talking.
Well,
Okay.
keep going.
So stress,
like-
stress fracture is when you jump from like a high point and just feel it right away in your bones.
It's
Right.
a little
Broken
more
bones.
complicated.
Yeah,
than that.
broken bone.
Right. It is.
Stress seems like you've been hitting it on something
Yeah.
many times.
Right. That is what it is.
But like a fracture seems like you snapped it freakishly.
Right.
Yeah, fracture.
And like, how do you let your not? It's not like this is Kavanaugh's 7th, 8th guy. He's like, yeah, he goes in there if he gets fucking Connor.
Yeah.
It is your money maker. This guy is generating billions of dollars of profits. Not
How many
for
fighters
everybody.
does John Kavanaugh have in the UFC?
Probably just one. Probably just Connor. I'm
Really?
guessing.
John
If
Kavanaugh's
you were
else?
Connor, and you were serious about things, wouldn't you have a coach that was only dedicated to you? Wouldn't you have a
No.
coach that is
Yeah.
not doing
No.
anything else?
No.
Yeah.
No,
No.
I
Yeah.
Why?
I would.
What is
So
he
If you're
running?
Connor and you're spending
Kavanaugh.
$5 million a year on a coach,
Kavanaugh has a gym, and Connor spent time training in Dubai and flew the gym out 4 weeks prior to the fight.
okay. I'm sure
I
that
would much
I'm
rather
sure
pay for
Kavanaugh
my
is
gym
training
than
other
my
people,
coach.
but as far as a UFC premier guy, I think that Connor would be like, nah, I want you to train with me 8 hours a day.
That's not what Connor's probably thinking right now, honestly.
Right now, probably not.
Maybe
But
now.
Over the last 2 months,
Maybe
over the
now.
last 2 months, I mean, I would assume he would do that. I
don't
assume
like his-
Poirier would do that.
I don't like
I
his
do
outtake
look
of the
forward to
fight.
McGregor's return.
Yeah, me too.
Let's talk about that.
Okay, can we talk about that? I don't think McGregor's going to return.
I think he returns.
Huh?
2022, I believe. In the meantime, Dana might
Always cover that.
retract his statement, and Poirier might get Charles at some point.
Poirier better get Charles. I think
He
Poirier
better-
get
no, he
Charles
does.
before the end
Yeah.
of the year.
100%.
Yeah, I think he does.
Before the end of the year.
Poirier gets Charles before he even sees McGregor
Yeah.
again.
Charles needs
Oh,
the
yeah.
second fight of 2021, right? He hasn't had a second yet.
Well, when was Tony? Is that the end of last year?
I believe it was the end of last year.
Okay, then yeah, he needs a second fight.
The smart thing for Poirier to do would be for him to say that he doesn't want to fight him to hype it up even.
Khabib versus Oliveira.
Poirier might not want to fight him because
That's what I mean.
Poirier
He beat him twice.
Poirier's made $20 million this year. You know what I mean?
He's
Not
doing pretty
including his hot sauce, whatever that's been doing.
Pimp juice, hot sauce.
Right. No, but just from the Conor fights, in 2 fights, he's made like $20 million. So
You like that reference?
he might not want to fight.
So
Oliveira.
who's
He might
the
want
next one that deserves a payday?
Holloway. Justin Gaethje.
No.
Justin
He
Gaethje.
does.
Yeah, he beat him
does,
December
but does
12th. He beat
Holloway, Holloway,
Holloway's not in that division.
Well, I'm just talking.
If he went up
fighters
to,
who deserve
imagine
it,
if Max Holloway went up
just
to
talking
lightweight.
fighters
Conor
who
McGregor?
deserve it.
He did it one time, didn't he?
Yeah, he lost to Poirier.
Yeah.
That was
now-
that was on like a. It wasn't a short notice fight, but it was like 3 weeks.
It was for an interim belt, right?
Wow.
Imagine if Max Holloway joined the fucking lightweight rankings.
What about
How
Chandler?
nasty that
He
would
just doesn't
be.
knock people out, though.
Chandler?
That's
Yeah, but
why
I
he's
think
staying.
Throw
Chandler
Chandler
Gaethje?
to the Wolves. Get rid of Chandler. I don't
Chandler
like
Gaethje?
Really?
him. Yeah, I mean,
You
yeah.
don't
Chandler
like him?
Gaethje.
I don't like Chandler at all.
I think Gaethje needs a fight before he gets the title.
Yeah, Chandler Gaethje, 100%.
What do you do with Beneil Dariush?
I hate Beneil.
What do
He's
you
just
do
there.
with Beneil
Well,
Dariush?
sucks,
bro.
Rafael Dos Anjos.
No,
no,
Rafael Islam Makhachev.
Yes.
Yes.
Dariush Makhachev.
Because they're
Yes.
both like
They're both
they're both
wrestlers.
foreign
Yeah.
I like
wrestlers.
what you said.
Yeah.
I like what
Exactly.
he said.
Rafael Dos Anjos would also be a good fight.
If he,
yeah,
where's he at?
Rafael too.
6.
Really?
Mhm.
It's pretty high.
Rafael
not
Rafael
bad.
Dos
An active
Anjos.
fighter.
He
a
just beat
bad
Paul
man.
Sell.
I would like to see Dos Anjos Gaethje.
I want to see
I would
the
like to see
wrestlers
that.
fight
See
the
that.
wrestlers
Chandler Gaethje?
to weed each
I'd
other
like to
out.
see Gaethje versus anybody.
Yeah,
But, like-
me too.
I would like to see a Beneil Dariush versus a Rafael Dos Anjos, maybe a Michael Chandler,
If
or
I could-
Islam Makhachev.
If I could have matchups for the lightweight division, and this is really the last thing we're going to talk about probably.
Okay.
If I could have matchups in the lightweight division, it would be Poirier Oliveira, Darush Makhachev, Ferguson Connor,
Nah. I'm gonna wait on
For the
that. We're
rematch?
gonna let that go.
For the rematch?
Chandler Gaethje, I guess,
I like that. I like every Gaethje.
and Dos Anjos Hooker. That would be my matchups in the top.
I like that. I like Dos Anjos Hooker.
Hooker needs somebody, man.
Right, exactly. Hooker does need somebody.
Yeah.
Hooker, Kevin Lee, or Diego Ferreira would be good too, but that's
You know,
a step down for
Hooker is coming
really.
off 2 losses, one of which
Was a fight of
5
the year.
rounds fight of the year against the number 1 contender.
Right.
I mean,
That's solid.
it's something
Solid.
you gotta look at.
Islam Makhachev, Beneil Dariush, please.
Yeah, that would be a
I would
great
love
fight.
that because the wrestling would neutralize each other and it'd become a striking fest.
Someone's getting humbled.
And I think Islam wins that
A lot of
fight.
people getting humbled soon.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Beneil Dariush.
He's got great wrestling,
fucking
but Beneil's
Beneil's
Beneil's striking isn't nearly as good as what I've seen Islam do.
It's not. I guess Michael Chandler Gaethje, yeah, that would be good. Justin Gaethje, he just needs to get something, man. He's in the same boat as Poirier. He got fucking paid last year. He doesn't need to do anything.
What do you mean he got paid?
He wants to fight.
Gaethje,
Gets who? Khabib and
Yeah.
Ferguson?
he
got-
got paid
he got
like
paid.
$3 million to fight Khabib.
He got a bunch of bonuses too. He got like what? How many bonuses does this kid have? Like 13.
Oh, he has the most bonuses in UFC history. Doesn't
It's insane.
Gaethje. But that's
I'm
all
sure he
50
always
grand,
has-
you know.
yeah.
If he has 6 of them, he has 300 grand. That's great, but that's not really UFC great.
No.
I don't know. The lightweight division is so scrambled. And Makhachev deserves to be up there.
Should we talk about something else?
Sure. What do you want to talk about? Give me a topic.
Lewis versus game.
Okay.
Simply.
Real quick, right? All right. I got-
Serial gains an athlete.
Oh my God, he's an athlete,
Go ahead.
bro.
Dude, I got Derek Lewis.
All right,
Because
so we did this with
bet
Curtis
against
Blades.
him. Are we gonna
I got-
do it?
Dude,
Are we gonna bet against Lewis again? I don't think so.
We gotta watch this fight.
Ooh.
Oh,
Lost some money on Lewis
Mark?
last time. Believe
Huh?
in him.
Mark,
Yeah, I got Derek Lewis.
you guys both have game?
I think Gain.
I think Gain is just so much more athletic, but
I think he's better, but that boom fucking comes out of nowhere every time.
Derek Lewis, he ain't afraid.
Also,
I'm
a
gonna
lot more
say-
experience under Lewis.
I'm going to say Cyril Gain.
For the technical side, 'cause he is a better fighter, I think.
He's Cyril Gain might be how athletic do we think Francis is? He's not a crazy athlete, he just has power, right?
I don't know.
I mean, he's a great athlete, but like it's mostly so.
It's
Is
power.
Cyril- look at him first. So is
Power,
Cyril Gain the best
obviously.
athlete in the heavyweight division?
Nah,
Quite possibly. Quite possibly.
Quite possibly.
Quite
He's
possibly.
a better athlete than Stipe, I think.
John Jones. We're up.
John Jones
Maybe.
isn't it? No,
Maybe.
John Jones is the best athlete in the fucking world.
John Jones
all right?
is still
We'll
pound for
see.
pound.
Yeah, as he deserves to be.
Yeah.
Still
He's
pound for pound.
As he deserves to be. 100%. John Jones isn't in the heavyweight division yet, though.
he's literally the GOAT, though. Like,
Always the goat. Yeah.
if you don't blame the steroids like I do, he's GOAT.
Yeah, is he still pound for pound? Is he?
He's number one.
Kamara, if Kamara
Lewis
Usman,
too?
oh
Yes.
my god.
Adesanya 3.
Don't agree.
Who's
And
4?
And I love Adesanya. I don't agree with that.
You don't
No,
think
I
so?
don't think he should be number 3 at all.
You don't think so?
Well, let's see.
Who else? Let's,
Volkanovski's
Scroll up.
4, Ngannou's 5, Poirier 6, Blachowicz 7.
I'd put Poirier
Blachowicz
above
could
I
fucking.
put
up there,
Blachowicz
bro.
above him. I
Yeah.
put Blachowicz above Adesanya.
oh yeah.
No.
Blachowicz on like a 4-fight win streak. Not many defenses.
Maybe you're right. Maybe you're
Almost
right.
no defense.
I put Stipe above him.
The thing is, this is pound for pound, right? So you got to look at each of them in their weight class. Adesanya in middleweight
Dude,
is
Peter-
better than Blachowicz in light heavyweight.
Peter Yan, so low.
Piotr.
Yeah, Piotr Jan is way low.
I call
Piotr
him-
Jan is
I call him
13.
Peter.
Peter.
Brandon Moreno at 11.
But you're
Not
gonna
Russian.
actually. All right, hold up. I
You're
don't mean to get sexist or anything, but like you're actually not gonna put Amanda Nunes.
She should be up there.
No, this
What?
is just men's pound.
Okay.
Oh.
This is men's pound for pound.
Do they have a women's?
It's just a joke because Mandy Nunez is really holding
Okay.
2 belts.
Nunes,
from Sonic.
Shevchenko,
I'm sorry,
Rose,
She's-
Wiley, Young Jacek, Jessica Andrade, Jermaine Durandamy, Holly Holm, Carlos Barza, Aspen Ladd. Aspen Ladd in the top 10, huh? She's fighting this weekend.
I don't think she's going as far as everybody's been pushing.
She's like young.
Is
and
Rose
she's on
on
a
that?
7-fight
Pound
win
for pound?
streak.
Yeah.
Yeah. The last fight that she had wasn't too dominant.
You never know though. She's still young. She can learn a little bit. I want to see Joanna fight. I want to see Joanna fight Rose again.
I think Joanna is
Done.
past her prime.
Yeah.
Who
I do
is
too.
this guy? Why did he move up to?
Boogie,
Because Walt Harris and Tom. Oh, I don't know.
Belugi, Lasnov,
Who is it?
Ivanov.
I don't know.
This man's name is literally Belugi Ivanov.
Belogi.
I don't know.
No.
But he's almost in the top 10. I've never. Oh.
But now that we're talking about random fighters, what would you say, Zach? Do you think it is that time?
For what?
Huh?
Random fighter of the week.
Sipping your tea?
Yeah. No. The end is.
Oh, you're trying to dip? Yeah. I mean, I've said everything I need to say. Anybody else have anything to say?
I was gonna say, have you watched The Ultimate Fighter?
No.
It's all right.
Have you?
Nothing crazy.
Is there anybody that stands out?
Kid from Fall River, something Machado lost in his fight.
Yeah.
Nice.
Stinks. I thought he would have won.
Where are all
Being
these
honest.
people? Where are all these people training in Fall River?
Good question, man.
Is that
All around.
is it Lozon's gym or is it
No,
everywhere?
Joe Lawson's gym's like in Rochester.
Starts with an R, I think. I don't know. Starts with an
Oh,
R.
we can just watch if they'll announce it.
All right. Well,
Hey,
thank everybody for tuning in. MMA Complete episode 55 in the books. We want to give a shout out to nakedsports.com. Give a shout out to Fanduel Sports. Thank everybody for tuning in last weekend when we had another successful live reaction. We're going to be doing another one on August 7th for UFC 265 and September 4th for UFC 266. So come check us out wherever you're watching this. It's going to be 8 p.m. to 1 a.m. And we do Thursday podcasts every week at 8 o'clock. So go check out our YouTube page at MMA Complete Podcast and go follow us on Twitter at Complete MMA, which is right there.
Hell yeah.
And that's about going to do it. Thank everybody for tuning in. Appreciate you boys for coming through. Thank you.
Of course.
And we will see you
No
next week.
Later.